Chairman Smith, Ranking Member Neal, and distinguished members of the House Ways and Means Committee. I am here today on behalf of Hill International, the largest Jewish student organization in the world with a presence on more than 700 campuses in the United States. Our top priority in this fraught moment is addressing the frightening rise of anti-Semitism on college campuses, really telling the story you just heard from Talia that is playing out across the country. Even before October 7th, discrimination directed at Jewish students had been rising at a very concerning rate. However, since October 7th, we have seen an unprecedented spike in harassment, intimidation, hate, and even violence directed at Jewish students. In the past 5 weeks, our Hillels have reported 398 anti-Semitic incidents, a figure that includes 28 physical assaults. This level of anti-Semitic activity represents more than a 700% increase, again, 700% increase from the record level a year before in the same period. In addition to the harrowing threats and issues that Talia just described at Cornell, at other campuses, Jewish students, campuses from some of your own states, have been spit on. They have been beaten with a Palestinian flagpole. They have been physically assaulted for the crime of putting up a poster remembering Israeli hostages. They have been threatened by faculty members and subjected to an overwhelming onslaught of hate speech and intimidation. While some of this hate speech is encoded within chants demonizing Israel and seeking its destruction that we have all become far too immune to, Jewish students have also faced calls to gas the Jews, kill the Jews, and that Jews are Nazis. Let me be perfectly clear. We have no desire, as you all shared, to see anyone's free speech rights curtailed or their academic freedom compromised. There should be space on campus to debate about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and other geopolitical issues, including space for those advocating on behalf of both Israelis and Palestinians. But neither free speech nor academic freedom is a free pass for the targeted harassment, threats, discrimination, and violence being directed at Jewish and Israeli students. Hillels across the country are doing all we can to provide additional security, further community spaces, wellness and mental health support, and advocacy on behalf of our students. And Jewish student leaders like Talia are displaying courage and resilience in representing their communities and in continuing to work to promote understanding and partnership with other communities across campus. But Hillel professionals, Chabad professionals, and student leaders cannot solve this problem alone. They need and they deserve the same attention and action from their universities that we would want for any students facing this level of harassment and discrimination. Specifically, we're calling on university leaders to act firmly and swiftly in disciplining students, faculty, staff, and student groups like Students for Justice in Palestine that are clearly violating university policies and in many cases violating the law. We're calling on them to ensure that their DEI departments address issues of anti-Semitism with the same focus and force that they do for other forms of discrimination, to regulate and rein in protest activities that are frequently spawning grounds for harassment, intimidation, and even violence, to invest in the added security protections that we need in this moment, and to partner with Hillel and other Jewish student organizations in ongoing efforts to eliminate the bias and hostility we're describing. At a governmental level, we appreciate truly the moral clarity and expressions of support from both Congress and the administration for Israel in its just war against Hamas and for Jewish Americans facing growing anti-Semitism. That said, we respectfully request support in the following 3 areas. Number 1, security. We urge you to immediately and substantially expand the nonprofit security grant program. Number 2, Title VI enforcement. We urge you to appropriate supplemental funding to the Office of Civil Rights at the Department of Education. We need them to have adequate resources to investigate and pursue Title VI claims. And finally, to support and fund implementation of the national strategy to counter anti-Semitism. Thank you for your consideration and thank you for your time.